Hello, we are out here at Land Between the Lakes, Champion Cemetery area. Well, actually, we're right at the cemetery, but we're going to just stay in the general area. My wife has seen on the Facebook groups some couple posts from, please forgive me if I butcher the name, Linda Cartagena Westergaard. So thank you, Linda, for your posts and your pictures of the home sites that you found out in this area. So we are going to check out the cemetery for a few minutes and then just kind of wander around and see if we can't find some of the things from her pictures for the old Hogsjaw community. And having no idea what we're going to find and how long it's going to take to find it, we are just doing this as a Meandering Monday, and just thought we'd take you along. They've done pretty good at repairing some of these old headstones. This one here has been repaired. Here's another set that has both been repaired. Really good shape too, I think, for the repair job. And then this one down below, right about where the flag is, it's been repaired. And this one, we think, just because of the dates, probably the original inhabitants of the area, and then the beginning of the cemetery itself is Champion folks. Maybe even the original stones right over here. Here's the replacement stone, but look at the dates on it. We think some of the oldest people here. Yeah, you can see here that they did a really good cemetery cleanup day out here, or a couple days, but raked it all clear and then pushed it all back out past the boundaries. We're thinking maybe some boars came in here rooting around for acorns afterwards. Pretty well turned over and torn up. But it's very peaceful cemetery. Yep, we are gonna start our little explore now. We've had quite a bit of rain in the last couple of days, but we found this just on the other side of the parking lot for the cemetery. I'm guessing likely a church. Little foundation. concrete. Some center piers. Be my guess that it was a church. I guess maybe a barn, but I'm thinking church just because of the cemetery. Yeah, this is, I'm thinking a church, but it's very similar to that one that we found last year. Is that Crockett Baptist Church, I think? There's a, oops, sorry about that. Looks like an old propane tank. And looks like an old pond. Sure, a family farm pond. Yeah, so just kind of guessing, there is two little road paths, maybe 10 yards apart from each other. So both going in the same direction, and they join right back up here. My guess is as one washed out, they just created a new one. Kind of neat though. That looks like we're coming up on the lake. So we'll go check that out while we're here. Maybe find a decent camp spot. Dogwoods are starting to bloom. Ooh, this I like. I'd camp here. Have to keep this in mind for future reference. Yeah. Somebody's little crapper. Yeah, that's just an artifact you don't find in the woods very often. My wife found something over here. She was banging on it a second ago. Yep. I've got some ideas for canoe camping now. Yeah. Found an old barrel top of some sort. Kind of neat. Yeah, this is a pretty neat little This is a pretty neat little shoreline, really. I was not expecting it to be this clear through here. Nice to know. Ooh, something blue over here. Just an old blue barrel. And small mason jar. Got all these bulbed plants starting to grow. And there's another cluster up here. Had to have been something at one time. And there's an old tire right there. That could have washed up too, though. Yeah, there's a lot of this growing on this little patch here. And some more down there. You'd almost think we're going to find a foundation or something really soon. I just trekked all the way through the woods for this big rock, but it did kind of look out of place. But there's nothing else here other than these two little rocks at the base of this tree. Yeah. We are heading back up towards the cemetery. I would have thought there might have been something along these two little roads. But we have not seen anything else. Look, obviously some of these trees are really old, so we just thought with the big old trees and a lot of the little ones, it was a cleared area. Could have found an old home site or something, but didn't. Pretty day to be out though. Yeah, I think we're going to leave the Champion Cemetery area. It's a pretty good little side road to get in here, so before we get out onto the other main dirt road. So we might make some more stops along the way out of here if we find something that looks kind of interesting. Didn't see terribly much here. The cemetery is really cool. We'll maybe check back in here in a few minutes. 56, 57 end, SP 708, and then I can't read the part up by the banner. All concrete. Kind of wonder what that means. We are about out of here. We've zigzagged around on some of the little dirt roads and stuff. And I just seen this little feller, so I thought I'd stop. It's a nice little trail going through here, too. No clue as to what it is. Bunch of wrecked steel out in the middle of the woods is always kind of interesting. And there's a couple farm ponds. So and I know nothing about farm equipment, so pretty neat though. I have no idea. Hay baler? And little bitty baby farm palm number 1. And number 2. Okay. I found a third pond just right around the corner from the other two. Yeah, I thought for sure I was going to find an old home site here. There's these big, massive trees. Yeah, an old book size reading and stuff. I think they call them wolf trees now. I don't know exactly why. But when you find them in the woods, it's a good indication that, see, and then there's like 2 more back there over the hump of the dirt mound there. But that's an indication that there's an old home site nearby, because everything else is cleared around it. So anyhow, I did not find a whole home site here that I know of, just several ponds and that piece of farm equipment. Still kind of neat. And I think we are just wrapping up here, probably heading to the house. We've got some packing and arranging to do because we are gearing up for a trip really soon. Today's the last day off that we can do that with. And So I think we're going to just call this quits here today. Kind of a bust in some ways compared to what we were expecting to find. Well, that's a pretty neat. That's a pretty neat root ball right there. Kind of like a burl on the side of a tree, but on the root itself sticking up. Kind of a bust compared to what we thought we were going to find, but I guess a good outing just the same. So again, going to wrap this one up. Thank you for tagging along. Hope not to have bored you on this one. And guess we'll see you next time.